So hi everyone, my name is Biknur and I'm a part of Department of Student Services, and I work with first year students. And with the coordination of Eric from NIFIP and Zarina from Academic Advising Office, we are organizing this event with student organizations that are mostly related to SSH. So we have today Isana from APSS, which is Association of Political Science Students. And from Accounting and Auditing Club, we have several people, Uljas, Kamila, Aledar, and Amina. And also we have Malika Vasilova from iGEM Club, and Zhanya Kakim from Sociology and Anthropology Student Association. And also we will have a presentation from Model United Nations that are mostly related to PSAR major. So let's start. We will start from Isana. The floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? So thank you, first of all, for inviting me today. And let me start my presentation. So today I'll tell you about our club, the Association of Political Science Students. And let me just briefly tell you about myself. I'm a member of APSS since fall 2019. That was quite a while ago, and I'm currently a president of this association. And I'm a senior year student majoring in political science and international relations, which is PSAR, and minoring in world languages, literature, and culture. So let me tell you about who we are. Basically, our association was established in 2014, and it's an organization dedicated to students who are either majoring, minoring, or generally interested in political science and international relations. And this association is politically independent, nonprofit, and completely student-run. So what do? We mostly conduct interviews with graduates, with different experts, and of course with our professors from the department. We also work on improving the networking, especially when now everything is online. We try to create some events for students to know more about their professors. And of course, we popularize science, which is basically one of the main goals of ours. And okay, so we have different, we can say, rubrics, and the first is Know Your Prof, which is Know Your Professor. We conduct interviews with the political science department, and we also post some of their recommendations, like their favorite movies or top 5 articles of the week, or maybe some of their most favorite books that every political scientist should read. And everything you can find on our Contact page, and we also share it on our Instagram, Telegram, and you can find it there. So this is the most recent interviews that we've published is from Jessica Neffy, which is one of the newest professors, I think, and Dr. Brian Smith. And both of them are available on our VK page. So the second rubric that we have is PSIR Talks, and it's mostly with our NU graduates where they share their experiences and tips. And this way we create this network of future political scientists and experts working in the field. Again, all of our interviews are available on our YouTube page, and some of them include, maybe you've known some of them, like Madina Kaptualieva, Inkarin Aitkuzhina, Anastasia Denisenko, and so on. And by the way, so the next guest that we have is Ayam Sarmanova, who graduated from NU in 2021. And this will be conducted next Saturday at 8 p.m., but we'll announce it later. But just keep in mind if you're interested. So the third rubric is this is the newest rubric that we have. It's Talking Politics, and we invite different experts in a particular field. And this helps to improve your understanding of a certain issue or region. For example, we only have one episode so far with Iskandar Akalbayev, who's an expert in foreign policy of Kazakhstan. And the next guest that we have is Tozhan Kasyanova. She's an expert in nuclear politics and non-proliferation of nuclear weapons. And this will be held very soon. So also keep in mind if you're interested in this whole topic, especially regarding the current situation in the world. And of course, we can create several events that help to engage with our students more. For example, one of them is parliamentary simulation of the Senate of Kazakhstan that we did in 2019 when everything was actually offline and it was much fun. So basically the purpose of this event was to show to the ordinary citizens and to us, of course, students of NU, how does our Senate work. And we basically it was like, maybe you know Model MUN, so it was something similar, but with more focus on our local politics. And maybe you've also heard of it. We organize different events like Political Junkies, which is a quiz, all based on politics and different theory, concepts, and of course, real life events. And we usually conduct it with our students only, but last year we did the first Political Junkies with our professors. So we basically had 4 teams, and as you can see, Team Nefi, Team Miller, Team Trochev, and Team Sullivan. And it was so much fun. And especially it was organized for freshman year students who don't really know a lot about their professors yet. And it helps to create the sense of belongingness and sort of team building. So this is what we do. And of course, we create different memes and cards, like Valentine cards or different political memes. So just to make it a bit more fun. And that's it from my part. If you have any questions, you feel free to contact us. Here you can see all the contacts that we have, our email, Instagram page, Telegram page, VK, and of course, YouTube. Or if you want, you can just directly contact me and I'll be happy to answer all of your questions.
Thank you, Aysana. Dear students, do you have any questions to Aysana? Maybe not only about this club, maybe about her student life and social life at the NU in general. You can write your questions in the chat. Or raise your hand and we can unmute you. So I don't think we have any questions. Also, Aysana, are you going to stay till the end or do you have to go?
Unfortunately, I have another meeting in 15 minutes, but I can send you this presentation if you want. And if anyone just ends up having questions, then you can just email us or email me directly.
Okay, okay. Well, then thank you, Aysana, for presentation. And also you can maybe leave the contacts of APSS in the chat for students.
Yeah, sure. Let me just do it right now. Okay, so thank you one more time for inviting me. Here are our contacts. And it was nice to see you today. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Aysana.
Thank you.
And our next presenter is from iGEM, Monika Vasilova. Monika, the floor is yours.
Okay, hello everyone. Let me share my screen and I hope you can see it well. If you don't, let me know, but I'll just assume that you all do. Okay, let's get started. I'm the president of NU iGEM and I'd be glad to present our club and in general biology major to all the audience. Even the bachelor students that we have from other clubs, maybe you'll be interested in collaborating, but okay. About me, I'm the second year student in the major of biological sciences. I'm also a representative of our major. So if you're planning to choose biological sciences, feel free to email me anytime, and I'd be happy to help with that. I'm student representative of SSH School at Learning and Teaching Committee. And if you have any questions regarding SSH School in general, also feel free to contact me. I consider myself being an aspiring synthetic biologist because I've been interested in iGEM from my years in NOFIP. I actually became a president from my first year at the university. Like before being a freshman student, while I was a NOFIP student, I became a president. So I'm still a president. It's been 2 years, going strong. I was research assistant at Biofilm Lab. I started my research journey during my NOFIP year as well. So feel free to ask questions in this regard as well. I'm the program lead of iGEM Entrepreneurship Committee for Asia Pacific region, and also founder of new inclusive education project called the RMSC, funded by Social Development Fund of Nazarbayev University. From other perspective, I was president of NOFIP Student Council when I was a NOFIP student. I was also Minister of Research and Innovations and was chosen through NU Awards to be a Freshman of the Year in 2021. Yeah, that's it about me. What about our club? So we have a cool intersection between engineering, biology, and informatics, where synthetic biology is situated. Our club is synthetic biology centered. That's why we keep it interdisciplinary. So our team is not only comprised of biologists, we have engineers, computer scientists, a few political science majors, medical science, so all kinds of people, because our work is very interdisciplinary. We have work featuring scientific scrutiny and public engagement. We make sure that our research is not only cool science-wise, but it's also understandable and necessary for public good. We participate in annual iGEM competition every year, and so far been doing that well and winning different kinds of awards. We also dedicate lots of our work and activity to developing inclusive education in Kazakhstan. So what's important to know for any NOFIP student, if you're wondering what kind of skill you can advance in before going into your bachelor studies, consider that teamwork is very important, and iGEM works in teams and teams only. We have lab works, we have study groups, we have research teams. If you're a biologist or chemist or literally anyone in science field, always know that you'll be expected to work in groups, and it's really important to develop these kinds of skills. And our team won awards for 8 or 6 consecutive years. I'm really bad at counting, so don't judge me for that. Last year we won Golden Award and made it to top 10 of the best projects of the year with 4 different nominations. And this year we really have high hopes for the competition. Okay, these are some of the events that we organized last year as part of the project development. One of them is Code-On by a hackathon, and you're really advised to participate in that this year as well. So what kind of career prospects you might have as biology major student? First one is obviously in academia. It's science and research. After graduating biological sciences, you pursue further graduate studies like master's and PhD and then postdoc. To make your way into academia, you do different kinds of research, attend conferences, then join some kind of institution, whether it's just a research institution or part of university, and become and climb higher and higher. So it's all about doing science work, doing research. These are scholarships relevant for people who might be interested in pursuing academic career in biological sciences. Just keep tuned in. You'll not be eligible yet. These are for third-year students, but just so you know and know what you can aim for in your bachelor studies. Next career prospect is in medicine and healthcare, top 2 second place of the most popular career prospect chosen among biology major students. You go to medical school, then residency and all of that. And in iGEM, we can develop a project related to medicine so that you can gain some kind of relevant experience during your bachelor studies. Also, one of the interesting career prospects might be administration and policymaking. Biology major is very advantageous in that regard, especially considering that we're living through a literal pandemic. So biologists are really necessary in the world, like in public health administration. If you go to law school, like if you have biology degree at bachelor's and then law school graduate degree, that's a really strong combination, and you'll certainly find a good job in some biotech company being a legal advisor or something. You can become a crime scene investigator or become a science administrator at different research institutions. You can also pursue an MBA and start your own biotech startup. These are scholarships for people who might be interested in pursuing public health administration and relevant fields. And then you can pursue career in education, like become a school teacher, ecologist, professor. Again, you have to pursue almost the same career pathway as those who are looking to work in academia, but just it's a bit shorter, and you don't necessarily have to do postdoc and PhD. In majority of situations, master's is just enough. Then we have industry is one of the most advantageous, beneficial, and not really competitive fields for biologists to work in. So if you want to make good money and always have your job placement secured, look for industry, work in biotech, in agriculture, in food tech, in pharmacy. Big pharma always needs good people with good skills. So these are some scholarships that you can look into, like working in a biocad company or any other. You just Google Pfizer and add internship and try to look through open positions via LinkedIn or Google or anything. In iGEM, we focus on these areas like genetic engineering, programming, microbiology, molecular biology, biosecurity, statistics, and data analysis. And these are skills that you can't really get through normal curriculum of biological sciences. So if you're looking to advance in these specific fields, iGEM is the place for you. These are available competitions for people interested in science, because it's not only iGEM, there are also Climate Launchpad, BioStart, different biohackathons. So keep your options open, because you're an OFIP student, you probably have lots of free time in your hands. So always try to challenge yourself and look for what suits you best. And these are top fields in biology, and as iGEM team, we can engage in literally any of those, but most importantly, we always try to combine gene therapy, microbiology, and biotechnology together. So these are the main areas of our projects usually. After iGEM, iGEM headquarters offer different kind of programs like ambassadorship, being a representative, mentor, or entrepreneurship program. So there's a very strong support network across the global iGEM community. These are like some advantages and privileges that our team members have. Each year, the giant jamboree event of the iGEM competition takes place in either Boston or Paris, and 3 or 4 of our members they have fully paid trip to that location. So you can always aim to join iGEM for the sake of getting to Paris, but you have to know that we only choose the best of the best members to send there and represent our country, our team. You can also gain lab experience, because iGEM members work throughout the summer, throughout all nights. You'll be sleeping in the lab, you'll be eating in the lab. So if you're looking to gain this kind of experience, feel free to join. You'll get an experience also in organizing massive social activities, organizing collaborations with international teams, research centers, looking for sponsors, and doing all kinds of things. We also have our own club room, which is not shared with any other club. So that's kind of cool. Feel free to join again, and you'll have good relations with professors, because when applying for any kind of internship or even graduate school, you always need 2 recommendation letters from faculty. And if you're not doing any kind of research, it's kind of hard to obtain good quality recommendation letters. But as part of iGEM, we always have 2 principal investigators, primary and secondary, and these people can actually be the ones who write good recommendation letters for you based on your work and skills that you demonstrated throughout iGEM project work. More scholarships for biology students can be found in these Telegram channels, and you can learn more about biotech if you're interested, of course, through these newsletters. And these are some societies like American Society for Biochemistry and Molecular Biology, American Society for Microbiology. There are all kinds of things. You can look through their websites and see what kind of opportunities they offer to students. If you're struggling with motivation and you don't know if you really want to go to a biology major, just feel free to watch something on Netflix and see if that's igniting any kind of interest in you. There are some good series recommendations, maybe documentaries, and you can also check out salaries for different kind of work, like how much do bioinformaticians get paid, and if you see like high number, it might motivate you to study and pursue this career choice. So feel free to do that. And that's it for my presentation. If you have any questions, feel free to email us via this indicated email, or feel free to text me directly. I'm always open to any kind of communication. That's it.
Thank you, Malika. Do we have any questions from students? You can just
I don't have any questions in the chat. I think it's okay. If they're reluctant, they can always text me privately.
Okay. So if you have any questions now, you can just unmute yourself and ask. Or in the chat. I have a question, Malika. I know that iGEM club is very diverse in terms of majors. So can you elaborate more on maybe how many people are from other majors, other schools, other than biology?
Yeah, we have people primarily from SEDS and from NUSOM, especially robotic students, computer science, mechanical engineering, and chemical engineering, because the students from this major find that it could be advantageous for their further careers to work in something related. It's also nice to have someone from language and literature or sociology class, because we have very interesting inclusive education initiatives. We also collaborate with large biotech companies and translate articles for them, create different kind of SMM products, and just try to do our best in human integrated practice, in public engagement, and it's always necessary. Like for this summer, we have 3 major projects planned. Like we plan to organize first and large bio-art exhibition in Nur-Sultan, and also organize international bio-hackathon, as well as expand our iGEM summer camp for students from socially vulnerable categories further. So always help needed in these areas, and you don't really have to be a biologist to do something like that. And I think that it could be of interest to anyone from any major.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any questions? Any other questions from students? Okay. Well then, thank you, Malika, for participation. If you can stay, if you, I don't know, students will ask questions, but thank you for participating. Thank you for presentation. Yes, Kasım Jumart, the session is being recorded, and it will be available on the YouTube channel of Academic Advising Office. So thank you, Malika. Next presenter, we have AAC, Accounting and Auditing Club. AAC, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Nur, and hello everyone who is sitting here. And let me start our presentation. We don't have such a long presentation, and I think our members will provide detailed information about our club. And let me tell shortly about what our Accounting and Auditing Club does. Accounting and Auditing Club is dedicated for students who are engaged in the fields such as finance, accounting, auditing, or business administration, and their other related fields. And our club helps students to find, to fill this gap that they want. For example, in our university, we have major of economics and a major of mathematics, but our university does not provide courses of accounting or some audit courses to develop the knowledge for this skill. And our club especially tries to fill this gap. And we try to collaborate with different companies. We find opportunities. We provide guest lectures about these topics. For example, guest lecture about how to find career in with big four companies such as EY, KPMG, and Deloitte, and etc. And I think our other members can tell what kind of opportunities you can have as a being of economics students as well as AAC member. So I give the stage to Alidar.
Yes, hello everyone. Thank you, Ulras. So being a member of our club, you are not only teaching others about these spheres, but you also learn yourself because in our club, we often have different trainings from companies' representatives. Also, being a member of our club, you can learn different organizational skills since we often provide guest lectures as well as case championships. You will also learn some important communicational skills because in our club, we always stay in touch with different partners, such as Big Four companies or BI group. Also, because of that, you can be an ambassador of such companies, and which will in the future help you to get closer to these companies after graduating or go through different internship programs in these companies. Also, an important part of AAC is networking between members. You can learn some very useful and vital information from AAC alumni who are now building successful careers in companies such as Ernst & Young, Accenture, Mars, Facebook, and many other big companies. And apart from that, you will also get friendly, supporting atmosphere and community, which we have in AAC. You will be welcomed with a warm heart.
Yes, next stage of how to connect your major, economics major or mathematics major with your future career. Who wants to talk? I guess Camila is here.
So as a part of AAC member, you learn some new information from the courses about accounting and auditing. In the future, with this network that Alidar has told us, in the future you can be engaged in those fields. And it's a good idea to start thinking about your future career during your university studies so that you could test yourselves and your skills in different fields and to find some new knowledge for yourself in order to decide for the future where you want to work. So this is a good opportunity, and overall we have a very good networking here and we have very good people here. You're going to be surrounded with many other motivated and engaged students, and the atmosphere here is very nice and you'll want to study more here. It is a really great club, so don't hesitate to attend this club in the future.
Thank you, Camila. And I also want to talk about what we do as a club. For example, on the recent semester, on the previous semester, we have conducted several series of guest lectures with AEC alumni who had followed career in the known companies in the sphere of finance, and they had helped us what kind of skills, uh, what kind of things do we have to pay attention to. So also we had conducted great case competition for third year and the fourth year students who are following majors in mathematics, economics, and other fields, sociology, who have interest in accounting. And they solved it, and the prizes were very great. Some of the students even got an internship from the Accenture company, and some priority invitations to this company. I think this semester we are planning to continue our club activities, and we also trying to collaborate with more of the companies. If you are really interested in our club or field, don't hesitate to contact us. As our members said before, here you can see our email or follow us on Instagram. We are trying to provide very useful information and inspire other students to have interest in accounting and auditing. So this is what we do as a club. If you have any questions now, so you can ask anyone from our club. So I guess that's all.
Do we have any questions from students? You can write in chat or unmute yourself and you can ask a question. So I have a question to Uljas. So if you want to be in accounting auditing, do you have to be only math and economics, or do you have students from other majors from other schools?
Thank you for the question. Mostly, as we said, no constraints on the major, but as of our mostly members from these majors, we are just concentrating on them. But yes, students who are in from any major can enter our club as well as this field. I don't think there is any restriction. So the only thing that they should pay attention to is to get skills, some additional skills. For example, Excel, learning how to play with Excel files, Excel data, if they know how to analyze data, everyone is welcome to accounting and auditing. So this is all about analyzing data and making some good decisions for a company or for an economy as well. So I think there is no restriction. The main thing is on the interest of the student.
And I just want to add that in our club, our members receive skills that are not only relevant for economics and math majors, but overall they will be very useful for students from sociology, like any other major we have in our university, because organization skills is a very good skills, and not only for economics and math students. How to approach companies, how to write invitation letters, and these skills are very useful. So it is fine to have other members, not necessarily from economics and math, but it will be especially useful for those who pursue economics and math majors.
Okay, thank you. Do you have any questions in the chat? Okay, so I don't think we have any questions. Thank you, Uljas, Aledar, Kamila, and I think Amina, right? Amina is from EC too. Thank you very much for participating. Next, we have a member from NU Dilara. The floor is yours.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Her name is Dilara. I'm the president of the Nazarbayev University Model United Nations Club, and I'm also the vice president. And I would like to tell you about the MUN Club, which is basically was for me, MUN was kind of precursor to connect my life with social sciences and because it helped me to realize my full potential. I've been in the Model United Nations Club years, and for 1 year I've been the president of this club. And actually, MUN is really good for you if you would like your diplomatic skills, your leadership skills, and it's not just an extracurricular activity. It valued on the global scale because it teaches students all around the world about leadership, about diplomacy, and it's also an opportunity to improve your public speaking skills. And of course, it also builds your confidence. For instance, you can participate in different worldwide recognized MUNs. For instance, New Silk Way MUN, Central Asia MUN. Our students also participated in North America MUN, Rome MUN. So you can like travel MUN simulations and gain a lot of experiences. For me, from the high school, it defined my career path. So I applied to political science and international relations major. And for instance, MUN helped me really helped me in career paths because for
seconds. Are there any problem with the internet connection? Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, like one of the MUN involvements, for instance, my recent involvement was that yesterday I was invited by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs on the 30th anniversary of the United Nations and UN. So as you can see, it is really impactful that you can participate those MUN simulations and get recognized by the such big international organizations as UN, for instance. And we usually cooperate with them on different occasions. They invite us as a representative of youth. So we share our voices with them on different global issues.
Okay, Dilara, have you finished?
Yes, and if you have any questions regarding MUN, I'm willing to answer.
Dilara, can you send maybe the contacts of your club in the chat so students could save them? Dilara, can you hear me? Okay. So I think we can move on to the last presenter. We have Jania from Sociology and Anthropology Student Association. Jania, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Beknur. So hello, everyone. My name is Jania. Now I'm going to share my screen. Yep, so in contrast to other presentations, I'm going to allow myself to be informal, and this presentation is going to be in the form of a storytelling. So, yep, hello everyone, my name is Zhenya Kakim. I'm from Sociology and Anthropology Student Association. I am currently a head of the event department. I was previously the president of the association. So I'm a sophomore majoring in sociology. I've been passionate about both sociology and anthropology since I was in NFIP. So yeah, that's it about me. So maybe some of you or most of you don't know what is or who is SASA. So as I already mentioned, Sociology Anthropology Association is basically an association of sociology anthropology students. And we basically conduct different events. We serve as association under the Sociology Anthropology department, and we hence we use the support of our chair department, Gavin Slade, and other professors. So yeah, we are basically supported by our department. So yeah, how did I acquainted with SASA and how did it all start? So in 2018 or 19, before my admission to Nazarbayev University, I was interested in this club because I once found out their Instagram page, and I found that there were a lot of posts about, I think it was sustainable fashion, and I got really interested in that, and it basically like blew my mind. And that's why I decided to come to the Nazarbayev University on the Open Doors Day. It was pretty much interesting. I even got this brochure even before the times, during the times when there was a School of Humanities and Social Sciences. So as you see, I got this brochure of being in sociology. I got acquainted with the members of the times, Tamiris Mashan and Aidana Bikenova. They were basically the presidents of the club at that moment. And yeah, that's it. So next when, so yeah, I find myself in a pretty extraordinary situation because I was admitted to both foundation year program and anthropology major program. And I was pretty indecisive about, so what should I pursue? Maybe I'm not that interested in anthropology. But on the other hand, I liked like studying anthropology. I liked, for example, the post-colonial theory. I liked learning about all this stuff. So yeah, so the next when I was admitted, I saw that, yeah, I think I'm going to be an archaeologist or maybe a forensic anthropologist. So it seems like fun, you know, excavating different, you know, pottery or other archaeological stuff. Or on the other hand, I saw, okay, maybe I should become a cultural anthropologist, you know, like interacting with these different cultures and, you know, investigating those unknown or exotic or novel cultures. So yeah, I found it really interesting. But in the end, I still knew that there was a possibility that I will find myself pretty miserable with anthropology and will regret that I've actually applied and I lost a year to this major. So that's why I just went to the foundation year program, and that's where I got admitted to the Sociology Anthropology Student Association. So during the years that I was admitted, we conducted a lot of different events. So we, for example, had an open lecture with Gulia Zhahupova. She was talking about a social worker. Who is a social worker? What are their role in the 21st century? She also told us about briefly. She also talked briefly about the status on the LGBTQ plus society, why they are not recognized by government, and etc. Then we had a series of different talks, like workshops, Free Friday. Those were about the fashion sustainability. For those of you who don't know, fashion sustainability is about preserving and basically protecting our planet from the pollution. We were talking about the sustainable fashion, so we even conducted a series of lectures, Sustainable Fashion 101. Those were about how we can like stop the culture of consumerism, how can we minimize our consumption, and you know, like the most interesting part about these events and why this series are my favorite is that they taught me that you can make a difference by small steps. You don't have to be, for example, majoring in natural sciences or something like that. You don't need to like listen to others. You can just make difference by small steps. Like, for example, we were just, you know, altering our clothes. We were like painting them. And at the same time, we are trying to display our cultural identities. So, for example, I had a T-shirt. Okay, it's not here, but I had a T-shirt. I tried to, like, you know, write all the different stuff in Kazakh language and especially related to feminism. And like that, I'm signaling to others that actually there is a change happening in our society. So we are becoming more aware of those problems. Also, those global problems are also relevant in our society. And that, yes, that we're making a change. So yeah. But then I think it was in January during my foundation year program, I thought like, okay, maybe I want to major in sociology, but what are future career perspectives? I'm not aware of that. And you know, like I think sociology has a sort of reputation of a major, like you can pursue it if you are too lazy to study, for example, natural sciences or engineering. And at the same time, in contrast to anthropology, you still can find like a job, you can like work after the graduation. So that's why when I told my mentors, Aidana, Bikianova, and Tamiris Moshan, that I don't know about like future career perspectives. I don't know if I want to major in sociology. We've decided to conduct a series of internship talks or just talks. So the first one was senior students experience sharing. There were even junior students who were sharing the experiences of being an intern. For example, we have here Mahabat Borambai. She was an intern in US Embassy. Then we also have here Aidana and Tamara Khanum. They have been on excavations with Professor Paula Dupuy, and this was also a real valuable experience. And next, when the global pandemic struck, we had an online event. I'm a sociologist, anthropologist, now what? And here we also had now our alumni Tamiris Mashan, Aidana Bikinova speakers, and again Mahabat Borambai. So they were talking about what are they doing right now, what are they doing professionally, what are they doing maybe academically, what are their interests, how basically they are using their anthropology and sociology degrees. So for example, Tamiris, she is now currently studying in Higher School of Economics in Moscow, Высшая школа экономики. She is also an alumni of SUSI program. It's a program offered by United States for women. It's an exchange program for 5 to 6 weeks, where you basically exchange the experience with other women from Central Asia. And then we have Mahabat Borambai. She is currently studying in Vienna in gender. She is pursuing master's degree in gender studies, and her interest also includes sexual education. She has currently a project Aspan bot, which is a bot in Telegram where you can like ask it different questions about sexual educations, how to protect yourself from sexual transmitted diseases, and etc. Then we have Aidana. She is currently working as a teacher in NIS and teaching sociocultural anthropology. She also finds this very, very interesting, and we also had in this series of lectures her students attending those lectures. For example, I think it was Aida who was her student and who now wants to pursue also anthropology degree. So what are we doing right now? I don't know if many of you know, but here we will basically have the very first march on campus. It will be a feminist march on March of 8th. So I hope that you have registered and we will see you there. And yep, I think that's it. So we're waiting for you. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to like write to us in Telegram channel, or maybe send us an email. We actually have a couple of students previously during these past weeks who sent us different like questions, like okay, so I want to like major in I guess it was Sumbat who has now raised the hand. So yeah, you can now ask your questions.
Yes, it was me. Hello. I'm actually interested in applying to sociology, as you know. Yeah. And I would like to like learn more about like what to actually study. I have read all the like courses. Oh, I think my internet is bad. So my question is, I would like to learn about what do you actually study in this major?
Okay, so I cannot speak for everyone.
I have read all the.
I guess yeah, you have some pretty serious internet instabilities, but I think you're asking about
Courses that you need to take in this major, and like, but I don't really raise problems like.
Could you please write your question in chat because I don't think that I got it. Sambat? No?
I just sent her a direct message to ask her to write it in the chat and let her know her internet is very slow. So hopefully she
Thank
sees
you.
it. Yeah, and that might make it a little bit better.
But I guess I still need to answer this question since this session is going to be recorded. What do you learn in this major? What topics? So, as I already said, I cannot speak for experiences of other students. But for example, I am majoring in sociology and I'm pursuing minors in anthropology and history. So I'm also passionate about history. My interests include environmental or green criminology. So the problems of ecocide, what we can do as a society to prevent different ecological problems and catastrophes. And for example, Tamir Shan, an alumnus. She had her capstone about Nike, about the consumerist culture, and I actually got really interested in this topic too. So I think this also interests me very much. What else? I'm also really interested in gender studies, in transgender studies, in the question of LGBTQ plus society. We also have from the history department, Professor Elliot Bowen, who offers different courses, for example, history of sexuality on, like, you are just going to connect the dots from sociology and maybe history and anthropology, and this is going to shape your overall focus, maybe even research focus. So yeah, I hope I've answered your question. And if you have like more specific questions, I also have a second question. Okay. What skills do you acquire in this major? Okay, what do you mean by skills? Maybe, okay, for example, after being admitted to sociology, anthropology, student associations, I learned that I need to have like a time management. I need to have a strict, maybe, I don't know, schedule because it is pretty stressful to at the same time be a student and have, some sorts of different extracurricular activities. And I also learned how to work in a team because, communication skills are really important. And because of that, I also was that's why I also got a job as a librarian in a local school. So it was also pretty helpful. People say that. Yeah, of course, like critical thinking skills, communication skills. Yeah, of course, like a lot of that stuff. But I don't think that I can talk about all of that in just one session because it's pretty much, I know, difficult. So yeah, I think that's it.
So, Jania, I wanted to ask a question as well, just before we go. I have a lot of students who ask me things about psychology and, like they're considering something like that as a master's degree or a PhD later after they finish a program here. And it seems like if somebody were interested in sort of going that route, along with like some sociological sort of issues, do a lot of the studies that you look at or things that you discuss have a psychological component to them as well? Or a psychology component?
That's a really interesting question. Actually, I think none of our students are interested in psychology, but we recently had an interview with the head of the department, Professor Gavin Slade, and he said that we are going to offer some of the courses, maybe in the next 2 years. So courses in psychology. Actually, now they are recruiting some faculty members that were going to have like their interest in psychology of how do you say it, like social psychology and stuff like that. But we are actually not that, I think, focused on psychology. But I think we are going to like emphasize this focus within the next 2 or 3 years.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
So thank you, Zhenya. I don't think we have any other questions. Initially, we were planning to have a discussion, but I don't think because we don't have any questions and we don't have enough people. I think we can end this session, right? Or do we have any questions, Sandra, Adil, Subat? Okay. Well then, thank you, Zhenya. Thank you, all the students, for participating. I think that's it.
Yeah, thank you very much for the presentations and the students that were here. Thank you. I think Simbat is asking for the contact for SASA just to be put in the chat. But yeah, thank you very much, Beckner, for organizing this, and Zarina for organizing this. And everyone have a good night, I suppose.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. Goodbye.
Have a nice weekend, holidays.